Hey guys, welcome to another session of FFBE Global. Today we're going to do Folka's unit intro quest. Like I said in my news video when the banner was released, when I was reviewing it, I was going to do this unit intro quest anyway, for the record, because, you know, I have a habit of doing it, and we won't have any more CG unit intro quests, I think, after Axstar. So Axstar is the last one, so I may as well keep them as a collection. Here are the missions. Complete the quest, you get 100 lapis. Of course, everybody wants from free lapis. Use a limit burst, you get a rare summon ticket. Use water screen for the pots, and use flowing waters for star quartz. Now I will talk about her. Let's see if I could have a friend Folka here to feature. Nope, I don't. I have no friends. Alright, here we go. We're gonna go with that Folka. This is the team I'm gonna go with. It doesn't really matter, since we're gonna be talking about Folka anyway. Now, I'm not gonna make a full-fledged review on every single modifier, every single skill here, because we actually have, well, I actually did her review pretty much in my news video. So if you haven't checked that out, check out the Folka banner review news video. There I spent, I think, 35 minutes. So 35 minutes talking about how you most likely use her, what her benefits are. Now for this video, I would like to follow up, because a lot of guys on YouTube, so you guys know who you are, actually told me, hey Jagan, you know what, she's actually missing something really big in her kit. She's missing Dispelga. Now that did totally, you know, skip my mind, because I was just so excited with her kit. I was like, oh man, she's so good. Totally missed that she had Dispelga. So, you know, to summarize, or you know, to readjust my review, I would say Dispelga is super important. Now, arguably, someone could say, like, well, you know, if you're trying to back up Folka, you'd be like, hey, you know, you could have someone else with Dispelga, whatever. But then you might be running two healers. What if you have, like, you know, missions where you're compressed in rolls? You have to fit every single roll onto only 6 units. It's really hard. But we do have other options of dispelling. Now, Dispelga, the only benefit is that you could dual cast it. And so you could, like, let's say, remove stop, remove charm, or even remove some certain effects if you want a fresh start. Do the Dispelga trick. So you could dispel, like, Cactuar here, and then you could dispel your full team. That's very beneficial. All the other healers have it, including non-healers also have it. So, you know, it's kind of an important piece, and therefore, because of that, I will say I would dock off some marks for Folka here, but still, that does not mean she's a bad unit whatsoever. She has all the major stuff. Isunaga, which you can't cure paralysis, oh sorry, petrification out of this, so you got to be careful. She has no skill that can really, like, remove the petrification, except her counter. So she has an innate counter skill. Let's quickly talk about it, even though I do talk about it in that video that I was talking about. This counter skill, this anti-disease, if you proc the counter, which, you know, receive a magic or physical attack, you can remove the stone. Now another way, of course, is actually just use her skills here, flowing waters and sobering waters. Okay, so it's called sobering waters. So in my news video, I think the Japanese, like, translation of it was like waters of clarity or something. So I was saying the name should maybe clairvoyant waters, and I was saying, like, you know, if I guess it right, I get $100, but apparently I don't get $100. Well, no one was gonna pay me even if I got it right, but it's called sobering waters. So yeah, I guess the idea of, like, having your mind clear and a sobering. Personally, I think clairvoyant waters sounds cooler, but whatever. Anyways, as you can see here, she has this dual castable skill. It's kind of like split resistance with a stop here, and the other half of the resistances, but with a charm block. So this resists it completely. It's 5 turns, and also has a split attack and magic here. And this one, Flowing Waters, has defensive spirit. So arguably, if you actually dual cast this, hold on, let me dual cast it. If you actually dual cast this, you have all protect, like, right away. So technically, you wouldn't get petrified. Now, someone did say that, whoa, Jagan, what if, you know, what if, like, the tank that had this on died, and then, you know, he had re-raise on or whatever, but then he got stoned right after? You know, I think at the end, you just work out the rotation properly, and you should still be able to get it. I mean, 64 MP was pretty heavy. I'm gonna guard the rest of these guys. And I was mentioning it before, like, originally in my JP review, and I didn't really understand the 7-star meta at the time. JP review, I said one of her missing points is that she uses MP too quick. But with 7-star meta, MP really isn't that much of an issue, especially if you actually see Folka. Her base MP is insanely high. Let me take a look at this gear here. Whoa, okay, never mind. They have the STMR on her. I guess it's just to bait you to pull it. Everything else is junk, but yeah, she gets the STMR, huh? Haha. The STMR is good. I was saying this before, 30% MP with 150 MP and a correction as well. I thought that was a global buff, but it just turns out the Japanese wiki I was reading didn't have the 150 base MP, but the global STMR is the same as JP's. Now we did do one of the skills on the missions there, and another thing is obviously she has these skills. This is really cool. Restore HP with a Kuraja mod. Okay, a Kuraja mod. Used once every 2 turns, so it's kind of spammable. And you have damage mitigation. I think it's 20% only, but it's still pretty good. Damage mitigation physical for all allies. And if you look at Cerulean Shield, that was the Supreme Guard back there. But Cerulean Shield, restore HP, magic damage mitigation for all allies. So it's kind of good. It's like you need a heal. It's usable every 2 turns, but you can have a separate damage mitigation, which just gels well with like someone like CG Nicole, which has global damage mitigation, since you can stack physical and magic damage mitigation. It's all really good. This is really cool too. Boost water. So consume LB gauge. Boost water magic damage dealt by 1 ally. So this is I believe this is an imbue skill here. No, it's not imbue. That was weird. Wait, one sec. Alright, let's guard. Maybe I didn't read her kit properly there. Let me take this up here. If I remember correctly, she has an imbue skill, but I didn't see that working. Oh, it increases the damage modifier. 3 turns to 1 ally when they use any water skill. I don't want to make a mistake saying that, oh, this is different from JP. It might be the exact same, but I swear that she had imbue water. I guess not. But she has a water resistant skill as well here. I'm gonna take this, the deep circle, 100% water resist. Very, very handy to use, especially in later trials. And note that I just clicked the dual cast skill. You can dual cast it, so it's very good. Anyways, all in all, I think that Folka is a really good healer. MP is no problem. She's a pure MP battery. She has a teardrop. This is like Rems, exactly like Rems actually. The exact same amount of MP used, but it takes 10, and Rem only has 20 LB gauge, 20 crystal LB gauge, and Folka has like a 50 something. And so technically Folka, you can spam it more often than Rem, whereas Rem you have to kind of wait. Folka, you gotta bank her LB gauge and then do that. Now there's also one interesting thing to note. When you're potting for Folka, make sure you could think about it, weigh it yourself. If you full pot her LB, she has a maximum of 53 crystal gauge. Now the LB having such high crystal count is one story for itself, but it has a 53 crystal count, whereas if it's at the base level LB, it has a 56 crystal count, which means you get 3 more crystals, which can make or break. Let's say if you needed MP, let's say you're grinding down, you're like spamming MP refresh. I don't know why you would need to, but let's say you did need it. 3 crystal can make all the difference. You need 10 crystals in order to do that 180 MP recovery. But let's say you are at, let's say, I don't know, 9 crystals, or let's say 19 crystals. You need to spam it twice. But having 56 max capacity is somewhat better. Now the only thing you're really missing in that is at the base level it recovers HP of 50% to all allies, and then by max it recovers 100 HP, like 100% HP. So kind of like Tillith back in the day. Tillith's skill kind of recovers all HP, but that costs 99 MP, like 100% HP recovery. arguably, if you're healing properly in the right rotations, you would never need that LB to heal 100%. But it's up to you. It's just something to note that LB capacity changes as you're maxing it up. So it could actually not be that beneficial, depending how you're going to plan on using Folka. In my opinion, I think a 50% MP heal is great. And to be honest, like, it's as easy as dual casting her CD skills here. So you can dual cast them. That's 2 Courages with both damage mitigations right there. So like, there's really no need for the LB to heal, and if you're relying on the LB to heal, it's gonna take forever to get anyway, since I said it's 53. So best case scenario would be probably, if you have an Entruster on your team, it'd be good, because as you know, LB gauge, if you entrust it, it's based on the percentage of the LB, not based on the crystals. So definitely consider that. Let's say if you're running a tank and you have like Mercenary Ramza, perfect because he can entrust. Demon Rain, perfect because he can entrust. And because both counter and both have pretty minimal LB gauge, doesn't take that many crystals, they should be able to entrust your Folka if you need it, if you need that MP. So that's something to note. Alright, I think that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about for Folka here, unless I'm missing something. But you guys can drop it down in the comments below, as if there's other people watching this and reading the comments, it might be useful. And you know, thank you for those guys. I think there was 2 guys actually mentioned it that said that, hey, you're missing something really big, man. She has no Dispelga. And I'm like, oh crap, you know what? Totally admit it, I made a mistake. Alright, use water screen, use a limit burst. Did I use water screen? I didn't. Okay, so water screen is restore HP and MP gradually to all allies. She has so many MP recovery skills, it's not even funny. So with Folka on your team, you should never need an MP battery like outside of herself. And because all her skills, like I said, those like break resistance skills, all that, it's 5 turns. So you know, it would take quite a while. She has a lot of turns that she could do so much. So really, all she'd be doing is healing and MP battery, healing MP battery. Use a limit burst, and I think that's it. Yeah. So one thing I want to check. That's what I wanted to check. Dual castable MP skill, right? So look at that. Like, there's no reason your units should die under her care. Minus that you really need Dispelga if you did need it. But keep in mind, there are some material out there that will act like a Dispelga. So for example, Bushido Freedom, you could use that in case, like, you could use that even on your team because it's an attack. You can target your own guys. Bushido Freedom, Bad Breath can work too. Bad Breath coming from the Marlboro trial. It dispels all party members, but it also causes status ailments. So that's one thing you need to know. Now, I don't know the answer to this. Could you potentially, let's say, use Folka's like status ailment protect, like resistance, and then use Bad Breath? Like, would it cancel out the status ailment resistance first and then dispel you, or dispel you first and then cause the status ailment resistance? I'm not quite sure. So I haven't tested that myself, but just saying there are options out there. I have used Bad Breath on my own team before, but I made sure like all of my units had status ailment resistance gear. So there are ways around this tricky Dispelga thing. But of course, Folka, I mean, if you also have her with really low attack and not dual wielded, keep that in mind, not dual wielded, you could potentially give her Bushido Freedom. And that would work, you know, that would work just as well for Dispel. But the only thing is you can't dispel both the enemy and the party at the same time. That's the only thing. Alright, so the very last thing is I want to use my LB and finish off the mission, and I think I'm done here. Oh, I realize her LB doesn't recover, huh? Okay, so too bad I didn't bring an Entruster. So hopefully maybe we could grind down. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna do the LB after. I mean, this is gonna take too long. Remember, a 50 plus LB crystal needed for her LB, so it's just too gruesome. Let's finish this, rerun it, do the LB, record it for the video, and then we'll call it a day. And then, you know, just as I'm reloading here, people talk about the waifu battle, like who's more waifu, like Folka or Citra, whatever. I personally like Folka more, but that's me. It doesn't matter. I'm not here to debate. I don't care who you guys like more, but a lot of people are just like Citra waifu, and then some people are like Folka waifu, and then there's like large debates. So silly. All right, let's go. Folka LB, and then we'll call it a day. Her LB, I do have to, you know, I'll say this: you could cure all, like everything, all ailments, charm, stop, and break, as well. Like charm, stop, and all breaks as well. You can cure it completely. So that's important to know as well. Like let's say, you know, you really do have someone just stoned and you have her LB. Yeah, why not just use it? Cures our status ailments. Alright, so we're gonna finish this off here, end this video. So hopefully this review has been helpful. It's not really a review, but if you combine both the news video and this one, you'll know my thoughts on her. I still think she's really solid. Yeah, but I didn't pull for her. People were like laughing at me. He's like, Jagan, you said, oh man, I gotta pull for her, and then on the day I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna pull for her. So apparently some new collab banners are coming, so I'm gonna save my resources till then. So anyways, that's it. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.